Daf Yomi, Tractate Sanhedrin, page 89a, top of the page. Sanhedrin pay test, Amid Aleph, top of the page. De Kesher Ha'elyon Deraisa, Gorua Ve'omed. That the upper knot is mandated by Torah law, then fulfillment of the mitzvah is already compromised from the outset when the additional string is tied together with the other threads. We're in the subject of the Zakin Mamre, the rebellious elder, and the discussion is dealing with whether he ruled against Torah rulings or rabbinical interpretations of the Torah, and what is considered rabbinical interpretation, and what is considered altering an already established rabbinical interpretation. For example, if tefillin had 4 compartments, and this particular rebellious elder ruled that there should be 5, that would be that's the obvious one. And now we're trying to bring different cases of other rabbinical interpretations and seeing why or why not it would be considered something that this rebellious elder could potentially be liable for. For example, the lulav, which comes from Torah but was expounded and expanded by the rabbis, what would be the case if he went against that or added to that, or tzitzis, fringes, things like that. That's where we are. Ihachi tfilinami I avad arba bate v'ayachina lechgabayu haylechu dekai v'aylechu dekai v'yavad chamisha bate garua v'omedhu Amar Reb Zera beit chitzon she'eno ro'eh et avir pasul. The Gemara challenges, if so, the status of phylacteries is also the same. If one crafts phylacteries of the head with 4 compartments, and then he brings another compartment and places it alongside them, these compartments with which he fulfills the mitzvah stand alone. And that additional compartment stands alone and does not compromise the fulfillment of the mitzvah. And if one crafts phylacteries of the head with 5 compartments, the fulfillment of the mitzvah is already compromised from the outset. The Gemara answers, but doesn't Rabbi Zera say, if there is an obstruction which creates an outer compartment of the phylacteries of the head that is not exposed to the air, the phylacteries of the head are unfit for use in the fulfillment of the mitzvah. Therefore, adding a 5th compartment to the 4 compartments of the phylacteries of the head always compromises the fulfillment of the mitzvah. And now we're starting a new Mishnah. The Mishnah says, Ein mamitin oto lo bebeit din shebeiro v'lo bebeit din shebeyavne el malin oto lebeit din hagoyel shebeyerushalayim ומשם רינותו עד הרגל, וממיתינותו ברגל, שנאמר, וכל העם ישבו ויראו ולא יזידו נוד. דברי רבי עקיבא יהודה אומר, אין מענין את דינו של זה, אלא ממיתין אותו מיד, וכותבין ושולחין שלוחין, בכל מקומות איש פלוני מתחייב מיתה בבית דין. The Mishnah says one does not execute the rebellious elder neither in the court that is in his city, nor in the court that is in Yavne, although that was the seat of the Sanhedrin after the destruction of the Second Temple. Rather, one takes him up to the high court in Jerusalem, and they guard him in incarceration until the pilgrimage festival, and the court executes him during the pilgrimage festival. As it is stated, and all of the nation shall hear and fear and no longer sin intentionally. Deuteronomy 17:13. This is the statement of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Yehuda says, one does not delay administering justice to this individual. Rather, the court executes him immediately, and the judges write reports and dispatch agents to all of the places, informing them so-and-so is liable to be punished with the court-imposed death penalty for disobeying the court. Gemara, the Talmud says, Tanu Rabbanan, the sages taught in a braise, Ein mamisin oisoi loi bebezdin shebi roi veloi bebezdin shebi avne. אלא מה לא יש לבית נגון מירושלים ושם לא יסו יד הרגל ומי שלא יסו ברגל שנאמר וכל העם ישמעו ויראו. Rabbi Akiva. The sages taught in Braita, Tosefta 11:3, one does not execute the rebellious elder, neither in the court that is in his city, nor in the court that is in Yavne. Rather, one takes him up to the high court that is in Jerusalem, and they guard him in incarceration until the pilgrimage festival, and the court executes him during the pilgrimage festival as it is stated. And all the nations shall hear and fear. Deuteronomy 17:13. This is the statement of Rabbi Akiva. Amru lo Rabbi Yehuda, v'chi nemar yiru v'yira'u, v'halo lo nemar ela yishma'u v'yira'u. Lama me'in dino shel zeh, ela mamitin oto miyad, v'chotvin, v'sholchim l'chol makom, ish plonin t'chayev mita bebeit din. Rabbi Yehuda said to Rabbi Akiva, it is stated, and all the nations shall see and fear, which would indicate that the entire nation must actually witness his execution. But isn't it stated only, and all the nation shall hear and fear, indicating that merely informing the people of the execution is sufficient? Why delay administering justice to this individual? Rather, the court executes him immediately, and the judges write reports and dispatch agents to all the places, informing them so and so was sentenced and found liable to be punished with execution in court. Tanu Rabbanan arba tzarichin achraza hameisitu ben sorer morev zakin mamre veitim zoymin v'chulehu ketiv behu v'chol ha'am v'chol Yisrael be'edim zoymin ketiv v'hanisharim delo kuli alma chazu l'sahaduta. Sages taught there are 4 transgressors condemned to be executed whose verdicts require a proclamation to inform the public. One who instigates others to engage in idol worship, and the stubborn rebellious son, and the rebellious elder, and conspiring witnesses. In all these cases, it is written concerning them and all the nation, Deuteronomy 17:13, and all Israel, Deuteronomy 13:12, 21:21. Except with regard to conspiring witnesses, where it is written, and those who remain shall hear and fear. Deuteronomy 19:20. As not everyone is fit for providing testimony, therefore, rather than saying that all the nation or all of Israel must be informed, only those remaining who are not disqualified from providing testimony are those who must heed in the verse, hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more such evil in the midst of you. Deuteronomy 19:20. Mishnah. The Mishnah says, Navi hasheker hamitnabeh ma shelo shama u'ma shelo ne'emar lo mitato biyadei adam. The Mishnah says the false prophet mentioned in the Torah includes one who prophesies that which he did not hear from God, and one who prophesies that which was not said to him, even if it was said to another prophet. In those cases, his execution is at the hand of man through strangulation imposed by the court. Aval hakovesh et nuvuato mevater al divrei navi venavi shavar al divrei atzmo mitato b'dei shemayim shenemar anochi edrosh be'imo. But with regard to one who suppresses his prophecy because he does not want to share it with the public, and one who contemptuously forgets the statement of a prophet and refuses to heed it, and a prophet who violated his own statement and failed to perform that which he was commanded to do, so his death is at the hand of heaven, as it is stated. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall not hearken to my words, that he shall speak in my name, I will exact it of him. Deuteronomy 18:19. V'nabeh b'shem avodah zara, ve'omer kach amra avodah zara, afilu kiven et ha'alacha litamed et hatameh l'taher. One who prophesies in the name of idol worship and says this is what the idol said, even if he approximated the correct halacha in the name of the idol, to deem ritually impure that which was ritually impure, and to deem ritually pure that which is pure, he is executed by strangulation. not crucifixion. Haba'al eshes ish kivan shenichtzar rishus haba'al nisuin אף על פי שלא נבעלה הבעל עליה הרי זה בחנק. In the case of one who engages in intercourse with a married woman once she entered her husband's domain for the purposes of marriage, even if the marriage was not yet consummated, as she did not yet engage in intercourse with him, one who engages in intercourse with her is executed by strangulation. Before marriage, one who engages in intercourse with her is liable to be executed by stoning. וזומם מבס כהן ובעלה שכל מזומנים מקדימים לאותו מיתה חוץ מזומם בת כהן ובעלה. And conspiring witnesses who testified that the daughter of a priest committed adultery are executed by strangulation, even though she were guilty, she would be executed by burning, and her père amour is also executed by strangulation, as in any case where one engages in intercourse with a married woman, as all those or rendered conspiring witnesses are led to their deaths via the same mode of execution with which they conspired to have their victim executed, except for conspiring witnesses who testified that a daughter of a priest and her père amour committed adultery. In that case, although the priest's daughter who commits adultery is executed by burning, the conspiring witnesses who sought to have her executed are executed by strangulation, as the père amour whom they also conspired to have executed. Gemara. The Gemara says, Tanu Rabbanan, Shlosha mitatan b'yedei adam, v'shlosha mitatan b'yedei shemayim. Hamitnabe ma shelo shama, u'ma shelo nemar lo hamitnabe b'shem avodah zara, mitatan b'yedei adam. Hakovesh et nevuato, v'vater al divrei navi, v'navi she'avar al divrei atzmo, mitatan b'yedei shemayim. The sages taught in Braita about the punishment of those who sin concerning prophecy. With regard to 3 of them, their execution is at the hand of men, and with regard to 3 of them, their execution is at the hand of heaven. In the case of one who prophesies that which he did not hear from God, and one who prophesies that which was not stated to him, and one who prophesies in the name of idol worship, their execution is at the hand of man. In the case of one who suppresses his prophecy, and one who contemptuously forgoes the statement of a prophet, and a prophet who violated his own statement, their execution is at the hand of heaven. Mina hanimili, from where these matters derived. Amar Rav Yehuda Marav de Amar Kra ach anavi asher yazid ledaber davar bishmi zeh mitnabe ma shelo shama ve'asher lo tzivitiv ha lechavero tzivitiv זה מדבר מה שלא נאמר לו, ואשר ידבר בשם אלוהים אחרים, זה מדבר בשם עבודה זרה וכתיב, ומת הנביא ההוא, בכל מיתה אמור בתורה סתם, אינו אלא חנק. The Gemara asks, from where are these matters derived? The Yehuda says, the Rav says, that it is derived from a verse, as the verse states, but the prophet who shall intentionally speak a word in my name, that I have not commanded him to speak, or who shall speak in the name of other gods, that prophet shall die. Deuteronomy 18:20. The Gemara analyzes the verse, but the prophet who shall sin intentionally to speak a word in my name, this is a reference to one who prophesies that which he did not hear. Then the verse states that I have not commanded him, from which it is inferred, but I did not command another. This is a reference to one who prophesies that which was not stated to him. Or one or who shall speak in the name of other gods. This is a reference to one who prophesies the name of idol worship. And it is written with regard to all of these, that prophet shall die. And every death stated in the Torah, without specifications, referring to nothing other than strangulation. HaKovesh is nuvuaso, שמוותר על דברי נביא, ונביא שעבר על דברי עצמו מתתם בידי שמיים. דכתיב והאיש אשר לא שמע, קריבה לא ישמיע, וקריבה לא ישמע על דברי, וכתיב אנוכי אדרוש מאמו בידי שמיים. One who suppresses his prophecy, and one who contemptuously forgoes the statement of a prophet, and a prophet who violated his own statement, their execution is at the hand of heaven, as it is written, And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall not hearken unto my words, that he shall speak in my name, I will exact from him. Deuteronomy 18:19. The reference is to one who forgoes the statement of a prophet. Read into the verse, who shall not voice. Yashmiha, the reference is to one who suppresses the prophecy. And read into the verse, shall not heed. Yishama, the reference is to one who violated his own statement, and is written with regard to all of these, I will exact from him, meaning he is liable to receive death at the hand of heaven. Shama, Kigon Tzidkiah ben Knaana, Dichtiv, Vayas lo Tzidkiyahu ben Knaana, Karni Barzel, Ma Havele lemebad, Ruach Navot Atite, Kedichtiv, Vayomer Hashem, Mi Yifate et Achav, ויעל ויפול ברמות גלעד, ויצא הרוח ויעמוד לפני אדוני, ויאמר אני אפתנו, ויאמר תבטא וגם תוכל צא ועשה כן. The Mishnah lists among those liable to be executed as a false prophet, one who prophesies that which he did not hear. The Gemara comments, for example, Zedekiah son of Kenana, who prophesied that Achab should wage war against the kingdom of Aram, and would be successful, as it is written, in Zedekiah son of Kenana made for him horns of iron, and said, so says the Lord, with these you shall gore the Arameans until they are consumed. 2 Chronicles 18:10. The Gemara asks, what was Zedekiah son of Kenana to do? Why was he held responsible? After all, the spirit of Naboth misled him. As is written, and the Lord said, who shall entice Ahab, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And there came forth the Spirit, and stood before the Lord, and said, I will entice him. And he said, you shall entice him, and shall prevail. Also go forth and do so. 1 Kings 22:20-22. Amar Rav Yehuda. Let's see how much we have left here. Okay, we can do this. Next 3 minutes, I would say. Amar Rav Yehuda might say, Tzei mechitzati. Umay ruach. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, rucho shenavot ha'Yisraeli. Rav Yehuda says, what is the meaning of the apparently unnecessary term go forth? Could the Lord not have sufficed with telling the Spirit, do so? The term means go forth from my proximity. Since the Spirit volunteered to engage in deceit, it was no longer fit to stand in proximity to God. What is the identity of the spirit that undertook to entice Ahab? Rabbi Yochanan says it was the spirit of Naboth, the Jezreelite, who was eager to take revenge upon Ahab. Haya lo limedak ked Rabbi Yitzchak, Tom Rabbi Yitzchak, signon echad ola lechama nevi'im, ve'en shne nevi'im mitabin b'signon echad. The Gemara comments, it was incumbent upon Zedekiah to discern between actual prophecies and false prophecies. In accordance with the statement of Rabbi Yitzchak, as Rabbi Yitzchak says, a prophetic vision relating to one and the same subject matter, signon, may appear to several prophets, but two prophets do not prophesy employing one and the same style of expression. Ovadia Amar, Zedon libcha hisacha. Yirmiyah Amar, Tiflatztecha his'i otach zedon libecha. Vehani, midi ka'amri kulhu kehadadi, shmamina lo klum ka'amri. An example of identical content expressed in different styles of the prophecy, where Obadiah said, the pride of your heart has beguiled you, Obadiah 1:3, and Jeremiah said a similar message employing slightly different language, your terribleness has deceived you, even the pride of your heart, Jeremiah 49:16. And with regard to these false prophets, from the fact that in their case all the prophets are saying their prophecies like each other, meaning employing an identical style, conclude from it that they are saying nothing of substance, and that it is a false prophecy. Dilma lo haviadale lahayd Rabbi Yitzchak. Yehoshua havihat nekamaluhu dichtiv yomer Yehoshua ha'en po navi od l'Hashem. Amar le ha ika kol hani. Amar le כך מקובלני מבית אבי אבא, סגנון אחד עולה לכמה נביאים, The Gemara asks, perhaps Zedekiah, son of Kenana, did not know the statement of Rabbi Yitzchak, and therefore, obviously Rabbi Yitzchak is much later. Okay, interesting. And therefore should not have been held responsible. The Gemara answers, Yehoshua, king of Judea, was there, and he said to them that they were false prophets, as it is written. But Yehoshua said, is there not here besides a prophet of the Lord that we might inquire of him? 1 Kings 22:7. Achav said to him, but aren't there all these prophets here? Why seek others? Yehoshua said to Achav, this is the tradition that I received from the house of the father of my father, the house of David. A prophetic vision relating to one and the same subject matter may appear to several prophets. But two prophets do not prophesy employing one and the same style of expression. They are false prophets, as they employed the same language when stating their prophecy. Habit nabe ma shelo amar nemar ma shelo nemar lo kigon Hanani ben Azur dika'ayir miyabishuk ha'elyon v'kamar ko amar Hashem tzivakot hineni שוברת קשת אילם, נסע חנניה קל וחומר בעצמו, מה אילם שלא בא אל לעזור, את בבל אמר הקדוש ברוך הוא, הנני שוברת קשת אילם. כאז דימצמן הלכת, כמה וכמה תאיהו בשוק התחתון, אמר כה אמר השם, וגומר, שברתי את עול מלך בבל. The Mishnah lists among those liable to be executed as false prophets, one who prophesies that which was not stated to him. The Gemara comments, for example, Hanani son of Azur, as Jeremiah was standing in the upper market in Jerusalem and saying, so says the Lord of hosts, behold, I will break the bow of Elam, the chief of their might, Jeremiah 49:35. Hananiah raised an a fortiori inference himself. If, with regard to Elam, which came only to assist Babylonia, the Holy One, blessed be he, said, behold, I will break the bow of Elam. All the more so are the Chaldeans, meaning the Babylonians, themselves destined to fall. Hananiah came to the lower market and said, so speaks the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, saying, I have broken the yoke of the king of Babylon, Jeremiah 28:2. As a result, Hananiah son of Azur was killed at the hand of heaven, Jeremiah 28:16. Rav Papa said to Abaye, referring to this case as one who prophesies that which is not said to him, it's not precise. And not only was it not said to Hananiah, neither was this prophecy stated to another prophet. Abaye said to him, since this matter can be inferred by means of an a fortiori inference, it is like a prophecy that was said to Jeremiah. As inferring matters a fortiori is a legitimate manner of derivation, it is Hananiah who misinterpreted the prophecy, as it was not stated to him, meaning that to Hananiah. And then he presented the prophecy as though he heard it from God. The Mishnah lists among those liable to be executed as false prophets one who prophesies in the name of idol worship. The Gemara comments, for example, the prophets of the Baal. See 1 Kings chapter 18. Hakovesh et nevuato kegon Yonah ben Amittai. The Mishnah lists among those liable to receive death at the hand of heaven one who suppresses his prophecy. The Gemara comments, for example, Jonah son of Amittai, Jonah 1:1-3. The Mishnah also lists anyone who forgoes the statement of a prophet. The Gemara comments, for example, wow, very interesting. According to this piece of Talmud, Yonah ben Amittai was Chayav Nisa b'Dei Shemayim. I never knew that. That means he must have repented then. Anyway.